Hello, Jennifer. I'm so grateful you are here with me today.
Hi, thank you.
So, you actually are one of and now currently the longest standing sister in our Wise Women's Council. And I'm wondering, yeah, how does that feel? What's that like?
Hmm. Yeah, thank you. It feels really amazing, actually. As new sisters come in, I wondered if it was going to what it was going to do inside of me as sisters were leaving and new ones are coming in. And how is my body going to process that, letting go of what felt familiar? And then how much time was it going to take for me to feel comfortable with the newness coming in? And will I be able to feel like I still flow, that I still fit in the flow and fit in that space? And it really has been very gentle on me and a pleasant surprise that in that changing that um, I didn't feel like I was enduring. I didn't have to endure or force myself. It was very gentle. Um, and I did have some like prejudgments as people were going, like, oh, then is it my time too? Um, is there a time frame that should I be ready to go too? Is there or yeah, all these like background talk in my own head, and it really just every time I show up, it still just has I've it still fits for me right now to be in it, and the change has been really gentle for me. Almost can't feel it. It's
Mm,
been so gentle.
mm,
Um, so yeah, I feel really good right now. Still being in it, and I don't feel the pressure of coming or going or that I don't know. It's not that black or white. So
mm, mm.
yeah, thank you. Thank you for asking that.
Yeah, thank you for really sinking in and sharing what you just shared because it helped me realize how often jarring those transitions can be in the world, and in relationship to others. When we change how we connect with others, it can be really jarring. And so I love hearing you go through the inner reflection of what is just this background, talk and noise that I don't have to give credence to anymore. And I can just keep showing up in what's right and true for me. It's
Mm,
beautiful. Mm. That speaks
mm,
volumes. What a
yeah.
testament.
Mm.
So I would love to hear um, kind of what has been some of your biggest breakthroughs as you've journeyed through, over 3.5 years in our council.
Yeah, that one this being a part of this council has felt like such a safe space over and over and over during its changes, during its comings and goings, um, during the rhythms of my highs and my lows and my celebrations and my struggles. This is consistently safe. And on what that's allowing me to sit in outwardly and take in is helping me to kind of bring that more close inwardly. So as I'm changing, as I'm going up through my ups and downs, I can learn how to be my own safe container too and trust in that. Um, that has been my breakthrough that I keep bumping into over and over and over again, that I can trust in myself, that I am safe um in my most uncomfortable feelings and in my I mean, it's just funny. It's funny how uncomfortable feelings can be my pure happiness. And I still can struggle with finding shame in being happy because it might make somebody feel unhappy, or finding shame in feeling sad because I feel like I'm not behaving grateful enough. And just that back and forth. And the container has continued to be like a no shame allowed. Almost like every part of you is welcome here. The angry, the sad, the braggy, the judgy, the victim, the everything. And it keeps on uh, allowing me and reminding me to keep saying yes to myself. And just, yes, I am allowed here. Yes, I can be here. Yes, this feels ugly and uncomfortable, but I'm safe. And yeah, just that over and over it still is rewiring something in me. And it's just a mirror reflection of, um, the container has been a mirror reflection of, what aligns with like where I want to be and continue to grow into. And also allows me like, hey, I'm also perfectly where I'm supposed to be, in this process. So it's just really been beautiful. Just breakthrough after breakthrough every single time. Every single time I show up, I'm like, okay, I didn't want to come because I felt ugly tonight, and I'm glad I did. Because now I feel beautiful in my ugliness.
Yeah, and that so highlights, what so often in our society, like when we're going through deep stuff that we don't think others are going to find attractive or pleasant about us, we then isolate or we don't show up, like you said. So I love this. Like I show up and bam, there's another, and I keep just, that spiraling of, yep, it just keeps going. I keep going deeper with myself. So beautiful. And you once described, I think we were talking about like the layers of friendship and sisterhood and alchemical sisterhood and counsel. And you just shared how, this was sort of filtering into all your relationships in a very different way. And I wonder if you might want to give a little insight into that or speak into that.
Yeah. Yeah, I still really feel that. I really feel that. This is why I continue to be drawn to the council. Um, because I feel that, in relationship with friends, even in relationship with myself, in marriage, with my children, um, the way that we treat each other, um, in the council is the way that I want to show up in friendship for myself. The way that the council, for instance, I don't always show up to counsel. And I have a lot of shame where I'm like, okay, my gosh, this is week 4, and I've maybe showed up once this month. And am I going to show up the next time? And they're going to be like, I'm sorry, you're just not, I'm just waiting. I'm waiting for, for, to be called out, I guess, to be called out and say, hey, we need more from you than what you're able to give right now. And that has never happened. And one, it goes click. Why do I talk to myself that way? Like I am trying the best that I can to show up. I want to love myself as well, as well and good as this council loves me. And also when that light bulb goes off, I want to check in on, do I hold my friends to that standard? If they aren't showing up the way that I expect them to, am I, what accusations am I making? It just helps me really just to slow down. What accusations am I placing on myself, or expectations? What am I placing on others? And how do I want to work with that in a way that is respectful of you and respectful of me and all encompassing, I'm just filled with love and patience and gratitude, because this is really what I want in relationship. And I just keep getting reminded of that in this group. When I don't show up, when I do show up, when I use my voice, when I don't use my voice, when I'm mad, when I'm happy, like over and over and over again, I am just met with like, I'm perfect right here in the now, loved regardless. And I truly deeply believe that is where that is what relationship um that's the type of relationships I want to be in,
Mm. Mm.
and that I want to give.
Mm. Wow, it's really juicy. So well said. It's so well said. And then it causes me to want to ask you, what have you learned about that very subtle place in all of us, um, hiding versus like resting and honestly caring for, you know what I mean? Like you said, doing the best I can. What is that subtle place with hiding, pulling back, isolating, and really doing the best you can? Like, do you have words for what you've, because I know that's been huge on your journey and what you've gleaned from that?
Yeah. Yeah, thank you. Hiding versus resting. I have worked with that a lot. Um, one, um, it's given me the confidence, I think, and the safety to be able to ask that question. I think, even in general, am I hiding right now, or am I resting? And again, I will feel guilt initially either way, um, because I like to go 100%, and I'm trying to learn that sometimes going to, most of the time, going 50% or 20% is probably healthier overall. And so I'm still working with that too. Um, but the awareness that it could be hiding. Am I hiding, or am I resting? Um, yeah, I just appreciate the awareness in it, because it helps me, one, to learn to be self-aware, and to learn, okay, what are my needs, and how do I want to care for myself? So it just makes the question come up in general. Am I hiding? Okay, why am I hiding? Am I scared? Or, it just takes that whole conversation. Am I resting? What does rest look like? Would it be more nourishing and more resting to just show up in the group and say, I'm tired tonight, I'm just going to be quiet? Like, could I get that confident where I'm like, I don't want to talk, but I do want to be here? I don't know. Like, so I just love the question again. Of just that, having that awareness, because a lot of the times, the way I do or don't show up, or react or respond, and all these things are living inside of me. And you have this beautiful way, and the council has this beautiful way of letting it come up to consciousness so that I can greet it. So it's like all there. I don't know. A lot of times I used to not know why I'm behaving. Is it because I need rest? Is it because I'm hiding? Is it because I'm going crazy? Do I just don't want to socialize anymore because I'm feeling shameful? You know, and yeah, just bringing that to awareness and consciousness so that I can greet it in general is also helping me to learn what are my needs, and who am I, and what do I want to do, and what do I like or not like. So like, that's been just the whole reason I wanted to be a part of this.
Mm, mm, mm. Thank you for bringing it right to that essence of like self-awareness and then those ongoing questions that are pivotal to be mature human beings, on this planet. What are my needs? What do I want to be doing? Am I being who I want to be? Beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
So, any final thoughts of anything you would share with new sisters or women kind of considering this as a potential ground, a practice ground, a playground, for really stepping into that consistent, joyful, and tender, gentle container, of, yeah, I want to be who I feel really good being in my own skin.
Mm. Mm. Yeah. Oh. Yeah, I'm dropping into the feeling of stepping into something new, and walking into and walking into a safe space, and also learning like things that are new, and the space says it's safe. I also have to be brave, and what can be encouraging for bravery. I just feel that this space over and over again. I 3.5 years. I still, because of my tendency of uh with the 4 kids, getting overwhelmed and overbooked and not being able to show up. There's a lot of times where I feel like I'm starting over in the group in my brain, and I'm like, oh, I feel like the new girl. I haven't been able to show up and connect in the way that I want to. And it just, when I do show up, it just doesn't feel like what I'm telling myself that in my brain. Um, it it and it's very nourishing and meets me exactly where I am every single time. The synchronicities of where I feel like I'm struggling, the synchronicities of where I want to be celebrated. I just feel that truly we're all in this together. Um, and we've come from so many different places too, in this council, all over the states and different countries. And still there's so much symbolism that just has been so nourishing and encouraging and uplifting, and again just gives me deep permission to really love myself. And I feel like I need to remember that when I'm having a hard time loving myself. This is the space that will remind me, um, whether I open up about that or not to the group, I leave feeling very loved. Um, so even when I don't name my need, like, hey, I'm not feeling very loved today, or I'm not feeling my worth, or I don't feel very valuable, I leave this council feeling that every single time that I feel like I'm leaving knowing how to, I don't know, just very well nourished, very well filled, very well loved, and that I can do this. And it helps me just set right back inside of myself. And yeah, I don't know if I even answered the question for the
Oh, what you shared is gorgeous. Yeah. Right from where you are, sitting right in yourself. Thank you. Thank you so much. For,
Thank you, Sharon.
mm,
Hmm.
mm.